While Homer, Bart, and Lisa are watching television, Marge excitedly announces that she is going to audition for a local music production of A Streetcar Named Desire. She wants to meet new people, since she usually spends all day caring for Maggie. Bart and Lisa react with indifference and continues to watch cartoons on the television. However, Homer makes his case clear that he is against Marge's interest in acting and wants her to stay at home and cater to his every need. Furious, Marge chooses to go through with the audition despite him. Marge is cast in the role of Blanche Dubois in Oh Streetcar, the musical version of A Streetcar Named Desire, directed by the flamboyant Llewellyn Sinclair at the Springfield Community Center. She's having a hard time with her more emotional scenes. Acting opposite Ned Flanders as Stanley Kowalski, he tries to encourage her to go through with the breaking the bottle scene. Meanwhile, Maggie has been placed in daycare at the Ayn Rand School for Tots and leads a rebellion against a strict caretaker who confiscates all of the baby's pacifiers. When she's caught being up at nap time the first time by Miss Sinclair, she punishes Maggie with a closed playpen, but unknown to her, other baby throws Maggie a ball to play with in the meantime. After coming home, Marge asks Homer to help her learn her lines. However, he refuses by revealing he's more interested in his handheld bowling game and orders her to get him a beer. Marge refuses and heads to Ned's house instead. The day before the performance, Marge and Ned are again practicing the bottle scene as Homer arrives to drive Marge home. Homer repeatedly interrupts rehearsal and is subsequently kicked out by Sinclair's bodyguards. He then heads back to his car and honks for Marge to come out. Finally fed up with Homer's impatience, Marge finally smashes the bottle and lunges at Ned, impressing Sinclair further. At dinner that night, Marge talks about the play and the kids are impressed. However, Homer shows his disinterest and demands she opens his pudding can. Fed up with his lack of appreciation, she leaves for Ned's house and tells Homer to open his own can of pudding. After Marge leaves, he attempts to do so, but the pull tab for the can breaks off on his finger. Despite desperate, he shouts next door for Marge to come home and open his can of pudding. Marge ignores him and continues to focus on rehearsing her scenes with Ned. He asks her to give Homer a break, but Marge refuses and calls Homer a big ape for the way he's treated her. Next day at the Ayn Rand School for Tots, Maggie again attempts to regain the pacifiers and this time succeeds. Miss Sinclair is forced to admit defeat when she sees all the babies sucking on their pacifiers. Homer arrives to pick Maggie up and he and his kids go watch the musical. Homer immediately falls into boredom, but he perks up when Marge appears on stage and becomes saddened over the way Stanley treats Blanche. All the while, he slowly picks up the plot and Marge's feelings on with it. Marge puts on a great performance and everyone applauds, except Homer, who is stirring sad in front of her and possibly feeling guilty for the way he mistreated her. After the play, Marge berates Homer, believing he got bored with the play. However, he's able to explain that his feelings were of sadness and sympathy for Blanche. He explains that he wishes he was the husband to protect and cherish her instead of being like Stanley. Seeing that Homer was indeed moved by the play, Marge reconciles with Homer and they happily leave the theater.